Hello class, welcome to week 5 of the semester for English 111. This week we're going to start working on our part 2 of the research paper. If you have sent me a draft of part 1 or posted on the discussion board of last week, I have sent you feedback and advice on your summaries that make up the literature review of part 1 of the research project. So my suggestion would be to maybe look those over, but try and finish part 2 and then circle back to make any suggestions or improve part 1. If you would like to send me another draft, that's perfectly fine. Just send it to the rough draft submission portal that you can find in last week's folder or in the major assignments section on Blackboard. So, part 2. Part 2 of the research project asks you now to analyze 2 scenes from the film. Now, when you're asked to analyze a specific scene, that means I really want you to deeply analyze a scene from the film. Okay? Think of a scene as action that takes place in one location at the same time. So, even though there are multiple parts, once Theo enters the building towards the end of the movie, everything he does from entering that building to exiting it would be that scene, right? They can be big scenes, long scenes. Try not to analyze, though, more than 2 minutes of the film, or it becomes unwieldy. It becomes too much. As you analyze these 2 scenes from the film, make sure you pay special attention to describe to me how the camera moves and how the sound works to help that scene comment on one of the themes from the film. All right. So that is for part 2. Part 2, you are now analyzing scenes from the film. You're analyzing 2, and you're going in detail on just 2 scenes. So, to help with that, there is the video project, the video and PowerPoint here. You can look at the descriptions of part 2, and there are 2 videos that analyze scenes from the film. So, quick thing first. On this video here, on how to analyze a scene from the film, all right, this is the one scene where I show you how to kind of put together an analysis, how to talk about it, how to watch the scenes. So don't choose this scene. This is the only scene from the film that you can't choose. Theo walking across the street. So out of a 2-hour film, I've said that you can't do 10 seconds or so. So you have plenty of scenes to choose from. It could be scenes you've already written about and you want to expand on your writing. That's fine. But this video here will kind of help walk you through how to analyze a scene from the movie. Here's another video with analysis of scenes and breakdowns of themes. Anything mentioned here you could sort of talk about, but just pick one. Right? So here is the rough draft submission portal. As always, please make sure you get it to me over this weekend so I can give you feedback early next week. So if you look at part 2, part 2 says you're going to analyze 2 scenes and tell me how they reflect a hopeful or dystopian message, a hopeful or dystopian theme, right? You'll pay attention to the filmic techniques, camera movement, and sound, all right? When you get to 1 or 2, one paragraph that analyzes a scene that was discussed in class, that can also include ones that you have written on. Okay? Analyze one that was not discussed in class. That means I want you to find one that is not mentioned in any of the PowerPoints. All right? But you can still have written about it. All right? So, for example, a scene that is not discussed in any of the PowerPoints is the building scene, is the scene at the end of the film. It is the scene with Theo in the school talking to Miriam. There are plenty of scenes that are not given to you as examples. So just pick any one that was not discussed in a PowerPoint. Okay? So that's how you do part 2 of the research project. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. Check your responses for part 1, and I look forward to seeing your work.